Monday with your morning show live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I'll tell you, Mitch has that effect on me where I feel the need to say that. It rubs off on me every single day whenever I'm hosting. Jeez, oh boy, I'm turning into a robot. Anyways, we've got a whole card today to talk about. Costi, how you doing?
Doing good, man. Just still wearing my purple from yesterday after the nice finish we had, and for the Ravens. So I know Jay's a. Oh, come on,
They were
Jay.
my player of the day, and the boys didn't cover. I'm mad at them, Costi. I'm mad at them, man.
What did I say? I went
You
on.
told me. You did tell me. You did
I
tell
was
me.
the only one out of the entire cast that said it's not a good number in the rain against teams they should beat. It happens every single time. So we'll dive into it a little in a couple minutes, but yeah, I'm pumped. Another win, 10-3. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you in that aspect. I'm in the 10-3 club too. After a nice win on Sunday Night Football last night, the dismantling of them Philadelphia Eagles, man. Hey, here we go. Yeah, here we go. MVP. Lil Foe, man. I gotta put some respect on my guy name. Playing well. Defense showed up. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of my Cowboys, man. I got them currently the second best team in the NFL. I think one is clear cut and obvious. It's the Niners. They deserve it. We'll see what happens when the time comes. But I got smoked yesterday in the NFL, man, for the first time this year. I went 1-5 yesterday. My only win was my Cowboys. It was a rough day in the office for me yesterday. But we got two more NFL games today. I'm looking to bounce back in those. A huge NBA card. Hey, it's the start of a new week, new goals, new opportunities. Talking with my guy Ruffolo and Costi, ready to smash it per usual.
So you think that Dak is going to get propelled now after that game yesterday to MVP?
He's already the favorite. He's the favorite. Now, I tried to explain yesterday. If we beat the Eagles, he's going to be the favorite. He's at plus 175 right now. And second is Brock Purdy. I think it's clear cut that Dak's been playing better than Purdy. Purdy's not even the most valuable player on his team, yet alone in the league. So he's out of the conversation. And then, who else you want to argue with me with? Jalen Hurts? Nah.
Maybe Lamar. Lamar's up there.
Lamar's in there. But I mean the numbers for themselves, Dak on paper wipes Lamar off the floor. It's not even a competition.
Right.
So here's my thought process behind it, right? You can go to one or two schools of thought. You're either somebody that believes in who is the most valuable player to their team's success, or who's the player that's had the best overall season. And right. I think that if you're having two different conversations, your idea of who might be the MVP could be different. Fair. Maybe not for Jay, because he can feel that Dak would feel that Dak is both. But I think that you could definitely make the case for Lamar. I'm not saying that there can't be a case made for Dak. There definitely could.
No, you could definitely make the case.
But I'm just trying to pull up MVP odds right now. So yeah, I do see Dak Prescott listed as the favorite. I know we have the argument about level of competition, but 2 is a sneaky pick if he finishes the season strong. And if the Dolphins,
there's so much to go right now. I mean, I look at it like this, and why I make a case for Dak right now is because he lifts his entire team up for the MVP, while Purdy, his team lifts him up to make him the MVP. So, in that sense, yes, right now, if we would have had the MVP voting, I think Dak would win it. But you have Lamar going to San Fran in 2 weeks. Who, if he wins that game, he's probably going to be number one in the MVP voting at that time. And then we come back home and we play against the Dolphins. And if that could sway it to where if Tua is still winning and then he comes in the bank in Baltimore and beats us. So there's a lot more to go. I mean, there's a lot.
Exactly, Costa, you're right. There's still a lot to go. Dak and Tua still go head to head. We play the Dolphins in Miami. Like you said, Miami and Lamar go head to head. So still a lot of football left. The Cowboys' schedule down the stretch is kind of tough. They got who we got? The Dolphins, the Lions. We got a few more teams in there. A little tough schedule. And Philly got a cupcake schedule. Philly finally is coming out of that gauntlet of a schedule. I need Philly to lose one more game. So I'm a huge Seattle fan next week, or I'm a huge Cardinals fan in a couple weeks. But yeah, man. So it's NFL season. And it's wide open this year, I think. In the NFC, I think we know who the three best teams are: Dallas, San Fran, Philly. In the AFC, I think it's Ravens, Baltimore, Kansas City. But I think that AFC is wide open. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody came from the wild card to do it in the AFC like the way it's looking at like over there.
The Bills are good. The Bills could easily make it.
No, they're
not. They're capable just because.
Boo.
I'm just saying they can get hot at the right time, and they can literally they can win on the road. I don't think Kansas City's that good. Kansas City is average. They have a good defense. They have no receivers. And it's really if Mahomes creates and has magic, they win. But
if you want me to be, I'm not a huge Chiefs guy. I'm not. But if we're gonna call a spade, if we're gonna call a thousand, the Chiefs should have won back-to-back weeks. They'd have been screwed back-to-back weeks. Last week they got screwed. That was a PI. I don't care what nobody say. That's a PI every day of the week. That's a pass interference. Yesterday, I'm with Andy Reid. I'm with Patrick Mahomes. I was watching. I was sitting right here. I seen Stephen A. Smith come on First Take this morning and call and say that this was the most embarrassing moment for Mahomes and Andy Reid. I don't see it that way. I'm with both of them. Offsides on the offensive side is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I want you guys to Google when's the last time offsides has been called on the offense. Yes, Kadarius Toney was offsides, but don't every time the receiver check with the ref. Isn't that supposed to happen? You don't come on. There's procedures that go on in the NFL. This is the highest level of football. Let's be for real. Now you just wiped away one of the best plays in NFL history on something that should have been fixed right then and there. So, I mean, I get it, but I'm not
why they called it, right? You know why they called it?
Right off the Chiefs. If I had to pick it right here, right now, I still would say the Chiefs are the one coming out of the AFC. I don't trust Lamar. I don't trust Tua. I trust 1-5 in those moments, and I'm still rocking with the Chiefs.
But it's like we said on the halftime show yesterday. It's not the referee's job to tell the receiver if he's offside or if he's lining up in the neutral zone.
Well, yes and no. Usually they give you a warning, but what they said was the ref couldn't see the ball. He was so offsides. He was standing on the line of scrimmage, and he couldn't see the ball. It was so blatant. That was the explanation that the refs gave after the game. Usually, the receiver checks with the line judge every time.
The ref tells you, hey, back up.
Right.
You're offside.
Or warning
That's
if it's
football 101. We teach that for my Pee-wee kids. Like they know. So,
but he was blatantly offside where he was covering the ball. That's what they said. So, is it unfortunate? That play could have been an incomplete ball, and everybody doesn't talk about it that much. But because it was the craziest play that resulted in a touchdown to get called back is why we're talking about it.
It was one of those days for me yesterday, man. It just was one of those days. I got it out, though, Chris. I got it out. I had to get it out.
Now, here's the other problem.
I had the Chiefs too, man. It's anytime I can get 1.5 at home with the Chiefs. I don't care. I mean, 2 in a row, Mahomes off of losses. I mean, look, it's the same type of scenario that they had when they played in the playoffs, where it was back and forth, and the Chiefs are not nearly as good as that team, and neither are the Bills. So, a lot of open spots in the AFC this year. They could anybody can get there if they get hot in January.
Now, here's the thing. There's one spot available between 6 teams that are 7-6 right now.
Crazy.
And the second wild card spot, or the second second non-division or spot, 8-5. Actually, no, sorry, I forget that there's 7 teams in the playoffs. I'm so used to 6. So three spots between 7 teams that have either a 7-6 or 8-5 record. Got the Browns at 8-5. Steelers, Colts, Texans, Broncos, Bengals, and Bills at 7-6.
You don't want to play the Browns the way that they're getting their momentum right now.
Oh,
I think they're a better team with a non-running quarterback. They're a better team with a guy that sits back there, can throw the ball. It's run first, play action, use your tight end. That's what Flacco does. And Flacco played on the Jets last year, so you can't really compare Jets to the Browns and how good they play defense. I wouldn't want to play them in the postseason. I wouldn't want to play them.
And I mean, the Owl, he does have experience going to the Super Bowl, so. I call him the Owl. Call him the Owl just because of those freaking eyebrows.
Ain't nobody worried about Flacco.
No, but telling you, man, it's wide open.
Well, I do like that defense, though. I do like that defense.
I was going to say, it's Flacco with the defense. And Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett's a freak. The guy is unbelievable.
Do you remember when everybody was so worried that he was going to be an issue within that team, and they're like, can't have Myles Garrett. He's gonna do more harm than good. And then all of a sudden,
that was after he hit Rudolph upside the head with the helmet. I remember.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, looking back at it, I still been on the stance. So I think Rudolph might have deserved it.
Rudolph walking around looking like a.
This is sickening. Flacco has more touchdowns in 2 games than Kenny Pickett does all year.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
More touchdowns than Kenny Pickett all year.
That hurts because I'm a Pickett fan.
He was good at Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Now he's gone to Pittsburgh and he's stuck.
He's stuck in Pittsburgh. Oh, man. I'm not upset.
You can take the city out of the kid, but you can't take the kid out of the city.
No. Anybody who wears 2 gloves, you can't trust them in the NFL.
That's not a receiver?
That's not a receiver. If you're a quarterback, Teddy 2 gloves, Kenny Pickett. The only one that's ever been good is Peyton Manning in Denver.
Teddy 2 gloves is a nickname off the field, too.
Teddy double that.
So if I had to give you, just before we get into other stuff, if I had to give you the choice of the 3 teams to make it into those 3 final wildcard spots, and I said Browns, Steelers, Colts, Texans, Broncos, Bengals, and Bills, who are you taking?
It's three teams for those 3 spots?
3 teams for those 3 teams make the playoffs out of those 7.
Houston, Buffalo, Cleveland.
Costa, you got 3, or do you want me to go first?
Houston really disappointed me yesterday.
I think Tank Dell is a bigger issue than we think.
I do too.
So I think they're going to slide. Their defense is not as good as we thought. I'm going to go Denver, Cleveland. Bills. Denver, Cleveland, Bills.
Hold on, let me look right quick. Let me deep dive this right quick. Who Buffalo got to close out the year?
Dallas. I was just looking right now. Dallas, Chargers.
Buffalo not making the postseason. I'm gonna cash that ticket that I placed earlier this year. I gotta go back and find how much it pays out. Buffalo not making it, bro. I needed that win yesterday, but hey, let's start here. Why in the hell are the Buffalo Bills favored over my Cowboys next week? Stop it.
They're going to win 2 out of 3 of those games.
Stop it.
They're going to win 2 out of 3.
Who?
The Bills have the Chargers and the Patriots.
And the Dolphins, who might have already clinched.
The Bills are losing 3 of their next 4. Straight up. They're losing next week. They're losing to the Chargers. They're going to beat the Patriots because the Patriots beat them earlier this year in the revenge spot. And last game of the year to get in, they're getting their ass waxed by the Dolphins last game of the season. What's how I see it shaking out?
Okay, I'm not trying to envision Josh Allen getting his ass waxed.
2-2 gets them in.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna go with Costi with the Broncos.
Who the Broncos got? Let me see who they got down the stretch.
I don't know if it even matters. They're playing really well right now.
I got the Lions next week. Lions in a bounce back. That's an L. Then they got the Patriots, probably a dub. Then they got the Chargers. That's a toss up. And then they got the Raiders. That's a toss up.
I completely disagree. I think that's 3 wins and 4 to close out the year. Maybe the Lions is tough because it's the Lions back at home, but the Chargers, they haven't fired Brandon Staley yet, so that's a loss.
And Herb is out. I forgot Herb is hurt. It's what's the name? He looked bad yesterday. They might win that Chargers game.
The Lions are unpredictable. You never know with them.
The Lions are bouncing.
Well, I would say the Lions are predictable when they're outside. You know what's going to happen when they're outside.
Right.
Golf's going to crap the bed, but
they're going to bounce back next week. Who else we say?
So I was saying I was saying Broncos. Man, this one's tough. I will say the Browns because they've already got a game up on everybody else right now.
They got the Bears, the Texans, the Jets, and the Bengals left. I got them going 2-2 in that stretch.
So I'll take the Broncos. I'll take the Browns. Oh, this last one's tough.
Houston got Tennessee.
I think I have to go with the Bills. I think I have to go with the Bills because who do the Bengals still have?
The Bengals still have
Pittsburgh and Cleveland, and
they're City, Cleveland.
Well, here's the thing about Cincinnati. They're 0-4 in the division, right? So if that continues, they go 0-6. Are they going to win either the other two that are there? So probably not Cincinnati. I want to say Houston, but I'm with you guys on Tank Dell. You can't rely on Nico Collins to shoulder that entire load. And the Colts, I think, are going to drop because let's face it, Minshew magic can only last so long.
I don't know. Them Colts, they not in a bad place. They got Steelers, Raiders, Texans. It's going to be tight in the AFC, boy. I can't call it.
I think I'm going to go.
It's going to be tight.
I think I'm going to go Broncos, Browns, Bills.
I'm going to go Browns, Texans, Bengals. Oh. Fuck the Bills. Straight up.
Bengals. I wouldn't be surprised if
Brown.
He's good, man. He's coming together. Finally had a game under his belt. Had a whole week to prepare before the game. You saw much easier than coming in playing against the Ravens for a half with no prep. And he found a niche, man. I mean, he's good at Washington. He's been a winner his entire life. So maybe this opportunity gives him a starting spot next year if he runs a table in the last 4 games. I wouldn't be that shocked. I mean, he's not a bad player, and he's capable. I mean, you saw what they did this week.
All right, shifting from the NFL. I won't completely blow off Jay's opinion on this because we've talked about it. But Costi, what do you think about the in-season tournament?
I enjoyed it. It's weird to. How do I say this? It's weird to see them celebrate for something that really doesn't mean anything. In December? Yeah, they're like, they have the champagne, they have the goggles. I don't like. They're really excited about winning nothing, in my eyes. But it was exciting because the games were really good. The games were incredible. But the celebration piece, like nobody's going to care at the end of the year if the Lakers lose in the second round that they won the in-season tournament. So,
Bad take to me. I think I say celebrate as much as you want. And we see other sports, they celebrate every goddamn thing. And the people just be mad at the NBA for doing everything. I watched the entire postseason of baseball, and it seemed like every time they won a series or anything, they was in the locker room.
But it's so hard. It's the Final Four. They did it in the postseason if they did that after each round.
But this is the postseason atmosphere. This in-season tournament meant things. And I'm tired of people trying to run that narrative. It don't mean nothing. You didn't watch the games if that's your stance, and I'm sticking on that point. The in-season tournament was the best thing to ever happen to the NBA, at least here in the recent memory. I have never seen in the last few seasons people care and talk about the NBA in November and December. It doesn't happen. Usually at this time of year, it is strictly NFL talk. Period, point blank. And right here, right now, man, the NBA is exciting. People are tuned in. The games are mattering. The teams are actually playing. I want people to realize we real life just saw Anthony Davis. What did he have? 30, 20, and where the fuck he at? Anthony Davis was hooping in the regular season in December. That doesn't happen. That does not happen. It doesn't happen. And it
Jay,
happened.
do you say that to yourself when you're in the shower? I'm him.
He looks in the mirror before he does the jam session. I will say this. This is my take on it. I liked it. I like the added. I'm not going to crap on it like Mitch did. I like the in-season tournament. If I were to tweak anything, and Costi, I know you're with me. You're a soccer guy too. I would say space the games out and treat it more like the Champions League does. Have the group stages all compacted to get. Hi, Eric. Sneaks in behind Costi.
Santa Eric.
I would treat it more like the Champions League, where, have the group stage games like scattered throughout like we did. That I wouldn't change it. That was great.
Yeah, I like that.
I would space out the knockout round games a little bit further apart than they had them. I know they wanted to get them out in quick time so that they had the earlier games in the season still meaning something, and then we're moving into January and February, like in that little odd stretch for the All-Star break before March, where teams head into playoff positioning mode. But I'd like to see a couple rounds of games scattered throughout December, and then finals in January, or something like that, where it could be a standalone spot, have a marquee spot, like, I don't know. It's like kind of like how the college football national championship gets a Monday, and that's sort of the big thing.
Or maybe do it like exactly what you're saying, spread it out the group stages, but then have the championship on All-Star weekend or before All-Star weekend. Something where it brings the excitement to the weekend, maybe.
But they're also the guys that look forward to the All-Star break as just a rest.
Yeah, so maybe before they could figure it out. I think they're going to tweak it as the years go on, because it was definitely a hit, except for half the courts.
And you look at it, I mean, Jay, what was the attendance like in the semifinal games?
Turn.
Was it?
Yeah.
Like, imagine if you give yourself even more time to advertise that. Like, instead of giving yourself 2 days
I think they did it to a T. Like, I think it was perfect, and I just think it's year one, and they build on it next year. I just think that's what it is, trial and error. And
I mean, it's all semantics and stuff that whether they may and they're not gonna say they're gonna listen to us, but they may tweak it, they may not, and if they don't, well, it was still solid.
That was definitely a win.
100%. I'll be tuned in next year, and 9 times out of 10, I'll be spending the entire week in Vegas next year for the in-season tournament.
Yeah. All right. Well, we done enough talk. It's time to move on to the card.
Let's get our fans some winners. That's what's most important today.
Yeah. All right. What do you guys want to do first, NBA or NFL?
Do NFL.
NFL. Get it out of the way. All right. We'll the NFL. Doubleheader for Monday night. We have a couple of these weird sort of clusters of games. Like, this week, 2 Monday nighters. I know we were talking about, next week how there's like three Saturday games. There's a Thursday game and 3 Saturday games. But tonight it's gonna be, let's go one at a time. First, Green Bay and the Giants. Green Bay laying 6 on the road against New York. Costa, you got anything in this one?
Ah, man, it's a tough game. I think it's look, Green Bay came off that win against Kansas City and at home. I mean, now they travel. I think it's a bad number. I don't think they're going to blow out the Giants. I don't like this game by any means. I don't like either game, honestly, tonight in the NFL. I like a lot more NBA. But it's the right number to take the Giants at home if you're going to take them. And I'd rather just – I hate saying it. They suck. But it's – I can't lay the 6 with Green Bay on the road. Can't do it.
Neither can I. Can't do it, won't do it. I'm taking the Giants. The Giants, they're starting to remind me of the Giants of last year, where they're just covering. I know Green Bay has won 4 of their last 5. They're playing well. They're playing better. All that said, I'm not laying 6 points with the Green Bay Packers on the road. Stop it. The Giants, I don't know why people hating on Lil DeVito and company. They've been doing all right, and I think they do enough here in this one to keep it within the number. They got ran out of the building in Dallas, but so have plenty of other teams. Since then, went on the road, beat up on Washington last week at home. Looked good. Or not last week, but last time we seen them, they're rested. I think they show up at home today. And all honesty, the Giants are a live dog for all I'm concerned here. The Packers have been playing well. This is the sell high. This is the sell high point. Buy low, sell high. Selling high on the Packers and buying low on the New York G-Men.
Yeah, I'll say I don't have a premium on either of these games tonight. I was trying to get there on both, but couldn't do it. I wasn't going to force it. I say like I did with my NBA. But anyways, I'm going to take the under here. I think we've talked about primetime unders cashing all season long. I think this is a prime spot for it. There's supposed to be a ton of wind tonight. I think the weather's going to definitely affect this game. Primetime unders hitting at 69% this season at the best of times. So give me the under here. I'm still not buying a whole lot into Tommy DeVito, but am I ready to lay 6 points with the Packers on the road just because? No, I think this could end up being a bit of a competitive game. So yeah, give me the under 37. Under 37 here. Packers Giants. And the other game, oh boy. Titans on the road in Miami. Dolphins laying 13.5. Total set at 46.5. Jay, what do you got?
It's Dolphins or nothing for me here in this one. Hey, Mitch ain't here to yell at me for what I'm about to say, but I don't care what he says, man. It's the truth. He could be mad at it. He could not be mad at it, but it's the truth. The Dolphins have lost to the good teams. Every single good team the Dolphins have played, they lost. Whether it was because of the refs, whether it doesn't matter what it was because of. They lost. They lost to the Chiefs. They lost to the Eagles. And they lost to the Bills. Other than that, though, they've played bad teams. And what has happened when they play bad teams? They've dominated them. Dominated the Chargers. Well, not dominated the Chargers, but beat the Chargers. Dominated the Patriots. Dominated the Broncos. Dominated the Giants. Dominated the Panthers. Dominated the Patriots. Dominated the Jets. Dominated the Commanders. The Dolphins beat up on bad teams, have lost to the good teams. Tonight, they're playing a bad team in the Tennessee Titans. They should dominate them. I'm not going to overcomplicate it.
Yeah, for me, it's Dolphins or pass as well. It's just hard to lay 13.5 points in an NFL game.
14 now I'm seeing 14.
Oh, are you seeing 14s? Yeah, I think I said in my video I would lay 13.5, but at 14, we maybe got to have a talk about making it more of a lean, and then once we hit 14.5, I think I'm off. Not because I don't think that the Dolphins can win by that, but it's just not a number I want to lay in the NFL. The Titans, the argument that you can make for the Titans is that it's a ton of points. But what have the Titans done on the road this season? They're like, 0-5 on the road? They've scored no more than 16 points in any of those games. Like Jay said, what the Dolphins have done this season, their profile has been lose to the good teams, beat up on the bad teams. And to me, I want to see if Derrick Henry's going to play. I've seen him listed as probable. I've seen him shifted back to questionable, probable. He probably wants to play, obviously, but it's a head injury. You don't want to, rush anybody back in terms of a head issue. So a little bit tricky for me. Like I said, I'm with Jay. I think it's Dolphins or pass. Costa, you like anything here?
I'm with you on that. I keep going back and forth. I mean, the Sharps don't have a play on this game. Miami has been blowing out the bad teams, but when they played Vegas at home, they didn't blow them out. So it's not just a formula where you just say you have to take them. They're great at home, usually in the sun.
That Vegas game's a little different to me. Like, they were still in that honeymoon phase with their coach, to me.
Yeah, it was the first. I think it was the first game, right, with Pierce.
It might have been second or third.
So, again, it's Dolphins or nothing for me as well. I'm going to do the consensus. I cannot take, especially a team like Tennessee that wants to establish the run and control the game. If they get blown out early,
if they get down 10-0 first quarter, it's over.
So, because they're just going to put the pedal to the metal. So, it's just a huge number on Monday Night Football. And we might be overthinking it. We might be completely overthinking it and just take the Dolphins and they're going to blow them out like they've done with other teams that are horrible records. So, yeah, small lean on the Dolphins, even though I don't like it. It's a huge number. Stick with that. Small lean on them.
Yeah, tonight's Monday card. Just
why do they do this? Both games. I've never seen them do this before. This late in the season, two games at the same time. Not even staggered.
They be doing anything. The NFL is doing anything. Because I look for next week, they got 3 games on a Saturday.
But they've done that before. They've done the Saturday games.
Not in the middle of the season like this. It's usually when they do it, it's like on a holiday. It's like Christmas Eve. There's no reason to do it on this Saturday.
But so they usually do it one weekend over close to the holidays.
I thought it was usually Christmas Eve. They have like a game like the day before.
Well, last year I think wasn't last year a little bit different because Christmas Eve was on the Saturday.
Exactly. So they had the game on the Saturday. Before last year, there was no games on Saturday. Only playoff Saturday games. There was no regular season Saturday games before last year. So that's what I'm saying. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Or at least I don't think there was. Was there Saturday games before last year?
So it's going to be one on primetime and one on NFL Network?
They're all on NFL Network.
No, one's on ABC.
Oh. Well, yeah, the primetime game is going to be on ABC. And then...
Isn't the other one on ESPN?
Yeah, but it's at the same time. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
At least the first week they stagger it. So you can
I guess they're trying to I don't know, take over the market. I don't know.
Nah, Saturday they're all on NFL Network. All 3 of them.
Well, we were talking about tonight, Jay.
Oh, my bad.
The secondary game, yeah. Yeah, on Saturday they're all on NFL Network.
Are they just trying to maybe corner the market? I don't know.
All right. More viewership if you split up the times.
Yeah. Or at least stagger it by an hour.
By now, like they do week 1. They always do that.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, go on to a league that right now at least does make sense. The NBA. We'll start it off with the Heat and the Hornets. Boy, this one not my favorite game on the board. I think if I had to pick, I would lean towards the Miami Heat. I don't know. I just think the Heat are the better team. The area where the Heat struggle really is laying points at home, but they're not doing that here. And the Hornets, they got the win over the Raptors last time out, but I think that loss for the Raptors, that game says more about the Raptors than it does about the Hornets. So I'm gonna take the Miami Heat here. Costa, you got anything?
This game is tough for me. I originally was leaning towards Charlotte because I just don't want to lay points. Been going back and forth. I got to ride Charlotte just because of the injury concerns. No Bam Bam again tonight. I think they're going to struggle. I think the Hornets are going to win outright. I don't love the game. There's a lot more that I love on this card, but from a lean standpoint, I'm going to go with Charlotte. Getting the points.
I'm with you, Costi. I'm with you. On this one, I lean Charlotte. These two teams have played once already this season. The Heat did win that game. Final score was 111-105 in Charlotte. Thing is Adebayo had a nice game. Yeah, 21-11. I don't know. I just think they're going to miss him in this game. I think Charlotte actually comes to hoop. I just think it's a bad spot for Miami. I could see them possibly winning it late, not covering, or maybe Charlotte beating them outright. But, yeah, I'm going to take the home team in that one. I'm going to take the Hornets.
Moving on, we got the Pacers taking out the Pistons. Pacers obviously fresh off of that in-season tournament final loss. Costa, you think there's going to be a bit of a letdown here against the Pistons, or are we just going to see business as usual from the Pacers?
Potential. We've never seen this before where the team traveled. They stayed in Vegas for 4 days. It's tough, but it's got to be, for me, Pacers or nothing. I mean, Detroit hasn't won a game in, Jake could quote me on this, probably over a month. They haven't won a game.
Yeah, they went the entire month of November without a win.
I mean, it's not a game that I love either. It's a lot of points on the road, but I can't take Detroit. So I'll another lean on Indiana on this one, laying the points.
Pacers are nothing for me here as well. I don't love, like Costi said, them leaving Vegas, and I don't necessarily know what effects that will have on this team, especially with the extra game under their belt. You know, the Pistons are rested, but in that same breath, like I don't want to overcomplicate things either. The Pacers are head and shoulders the better team. The Detroit Pistons are straight ass. You know, when you look at it, 3 of their last 5, they've been blown out by double digits. We've already seen Indiana blow the doors off them once this season. Really wasn't even that long ago. 136-113 was the final score in that one. Yes, it was in Indiana, but I've seen nothing from the Detroit to warrant trying to catch that falling knife. I'm not going to try to do it. It's Pacers or nothing for me here.
One of the craziest thing that I saw yesterday, and I was digging into this. The 3 teams in the NBA that have 3 wins or less are a combined 1-48 in their last 49 games combined. You have a 19-game losing streak in Detroit, a 16-game losing streak in San Antonio, and a 1-13 stretch in Washington. And the only reason we have 1 game is because Washington played Detroit.
That's crazy.
That is nuts. And I'm with Jay. I am just not trying to catch this falling knife with the with the Pistons. The Pacers, even on their worst day, even if they give up 115 points, they can put up 130 on the Pistons in their sleep. I get it; it's a letdown spot, but I'm on the other side of the fence in the sense that I think that run to the finals of that in-season tournament woke up the Pacers, and it kind of gives them an idea of what could be if they kind of put their focus towards it. Like, the future's bright in Indiana, and I think that seeing how they did in that in-season tournament is going to light a fire under their ass going forward. So I think it starts here. Like Jay said, I don't think that the Pistons have shown us enough to suggest that they could keep this game close. So give me the Pacers as well in this one. Up next, we've got the Cavs and the Magic. You know, we just saw this matchup a couple days ago. The Magic didn't get out of the gates in that game. You know, they were on the road in that one. Cleveland took care of business at home. But now it's just back to Orlando, where the Magic have been good this season. JD, are you back on the Magic here, or the Cavs got another one?
Yeah, I'm on the Magic. Magic, Orlando, they've given me no reason to doubt them. 16-6 against the number this season, have covered in 72.7% of their games. Cleveland is the exact opposite. They're a non-cover team in my book. 9-11-2 have only covered in 45% of their games. The Magic have been hooping at the crib. I think they match up well with Cleveland as well. They got the big bodies down low to do it. They got the bench to do it. Yeah, I'm not overcomplicating this one. Give me the Orlando Magic to keep it rolling.
Yeah, I'm on the Magic as well here. Not only the 10-2 straight up at home, they're 10-1 against the number. They did have a neutral site game where they were technically the home team, but in true home games, 10-1 against the spread. The Cavs, they were just a much stronger home team last year. This year, they've been winning games on the road, but haven't been covering. I think that the game was soon enough that the Magic want some revenge here, so give me Orlando as well. Costi?
Yeah, consensus here. I'm on the Magic. They've been great at home. I'm not going to fade them. I'm making a lot of money with them all year. I think Mobley being out is going to be a bigger factor for the Cavs not being able to control the big guys of the Magic. I think Blanchero and Wagner have a huge games. Both of them have huge games. And honestly, Cleveland, unless both their guards go off, and we saw this last game, without Mobley, Garland didn't have a great game. For Cleveland to win this game, Mitchell and Garland have to have 30-plus. And on the road, they're not as good. And the Magic, literally the only 2 losses they've had out of their stretch they were on the road. When they're at the crib, they're balling. So give me the Magic here. I love it. Consensus.
Nice. Now we move on excuse me, to the Wizards and Sixers. Again, another matchup that we just saw not that long ago, and you know, the Wizards won the first meeting. They had 146 on the Wizards in that game. Then the rematch, Philly was a double-digit favorite on the road, and Washington kept that one close, lost by 5. But for me in this one, I'm going with the over. Because right now, I don't know if as crazy as it sounds, I just don't know if I can trust Philly to cover a big number like this. I think that, the Wizards offense has, as bad as the defense has been, it's been terrible, especially on the road. Their offense is a chance to keep them in games. And we've seen Philly at times this season sort of nod off and let teams that shouldn't stay in games stay in them. A la that Washington game not that long ago. And, so I don't know if I could trust the Sixers, but the blowout potential is still there for the Wizards in any single game. But what we have seen in both these games have been points, and more points. 257 in that last game, 274 the game before that. I think we got an over here. Costi, what do you see?
I'm with you on the over too. Originally, side-wise, I mean, it was either Philadelphia or nothing. But Embiid's questionable. Even if he's out, they're going to score a ton of points. Washington plays no defense. So I know the over is a high number. It's gone up 1.5 points since the open, but they're going to score a ton of points. You've seen in the last two matchups, these teams just play no defense against each other and throw up a ton of threes and get a lot of buckets. So Embiid plays, I'll be even more confident with it. But even if he doesn't play and he's questionable, don't love the game altogether, but I lean to the over.
Jay?
Sixers. Sure, sweet, simple. I don't know. Sixers home favorite. They dominate usually. Let me see what they are right now currently. Sixers home favorite. 8-3 against the number. Yeah. Sixers always seem to go crazy as a home favorite. I know they didn't cover the other day, and I know Joel Embiid is still listed as game time decision, although he was at shoot around that did come across my phone. This is a game where they just dominate a bad opponent. Short, sweet, simple. Never looking to fade Philly against a bad team at home. Can't do it, won't do it. I think they blow the doors off the Wizards.
All right. Now we got interesting matchup from teams that don't really cover in certain spots. You got the Nuggets heading to Atlanta to take on the Hawks. Costa, you got anything here?
They haven't been a good covering team on the road, Denver, but they're not at the crib, where we all know. Not going to use Jay's tagline.
Crazy.
You do realize you're racking up your copyright infringement bill.
Dummy, crazy at the crib. They're not at the crib. They've lost 3 in a row. This team is a good team. They can't keep sliding. Atlanta is hard at home. They've covered 1 game at home this year. They're a team that on paper, somehow you look at them and you're like, this might be a playoff team. And then they play and they suck. And they're never consistent. They're not really bad. They're just not consistent. It's a tough one. I'm leaning for Denver to get the win. If they're going to win, they're not going to win by – they're going to cover the 2.5. I'm not too worried about it. So if they win the game, which I expect them to do, I know it's a public favorite right now. But I don't love this game, but I'm taking Denver.
I love it. I'm not overcomplicating it. Nuggets, defending champs, bounce back. Short, sweet, simple. The Hawks, hey, we're going to fade them every game this year. You want to know why? Because they are currently the worst ATS team in the NBA. They are ass. They are the gift that keeps on giving. The Atlanta Hawks currently 5-16 against the number thus far this season. I've only covered in 23.8% of their games. It's a perfect bounce back spot for one of the best teams in the NBA. Everybody knows I love taking good teams in bounce back spots. I know they're on the road. I know the road is typically not the best spot for the Nuggets, but hey, I think they get it done here in a bounce back spot. Give me Denver. I think they beat up on the Hawks.
I got to go with the Nuggets as well. Not only, are they the better team, but Atlanta's covered just once at home this season. They give up a ton of points. They've been giving up points left and right. And like Costi said, the Denver Nuggets are a much better team than what they've shown on the road to this point. It's just one of those sort of unexplainable things. I don't want to say inexplicable. Unexplainable things where it was like the Warriors last year. You had no idea why they were as bad on the road as they were, and they went, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to give Jay royalties here, but they played their best basketball at home. Same things happened with the Nuggets this year, but they're not going to lose every road game. Until the Atlanta Hawks show me that they can, do something at home. No, thank you. Give me the Denver Nuggets here. Alrighty, let's go with the Raptors and the Knicks. Knicks at home for this one, lay in. I think it was still 4. Jay, what do you got here?
I'm not betting this game. I'll tell you that right here, right now. Lean to the Knicks, though. I only look in the Raptors' direction when they're at home. They just lost to Charlotte out on the road. They surely can lose to the Knicks out on the road. We already seen the Knicks beat up on them once this season. Really wasn't that long ago. It was 10 days ago, to be exact. In Toronto, they beat them by 13. So I think they do the same here in Madison Square Garden. The Knicks have lost back-to-back. Should be a solid bounce-back spot for them at the crib. Give me the Knicks. I'm going to lay the points.
I go with the Knicks as well. I can tell you I do like it a lot more than Jay does. And that's coming from, a semi-Raptors fan. I can't get there all the way with this team anymore because I never know what they're gonna give me. They're my Forrest Gump team. Just never know what you're gonna get from them on a game-to-game basis. The Knicks, they play their better basketball at home, especially, defensively. I think it's just a spot where the Toronto Raptors struggle. Again, I have no attachment to this team right now, so give me the New York Knicks laying the points. Costi?
I like the Knicks more than most. I think they're the teams that they lost to. One, they're just coming off a road trip where they went 1-2. The one team they beat were the Raptors. Now they're back at home. They have beaten the bad teams at home. They've lost to the good teams at home. So even though they're 4-4 against the spread, I think they're a much better team at home. Obviously, they're 6-3 so far in the season. I can't bet the Raptors. I think it's a lot easier. At first, earlier this morning, I was more leaning. I wouldn't bet the game for the Knicks, but I'm starting to like it more and more. I think they're going to get the job done at home. No injury concerns, really. I think Brunson's the only one that is questionable, but he's going to play. Might be even probable. And I think it's a no-brainer. Roll with them. Knicks.
All right, now we head to Lone Star Showdown. Got the Spurs taking on the Rockets. I think it's me here. I'm going to go with the Rockets laying the points. Talked about just the losing streak that the Spurs have been on, and I don't think it ends here. The Spurs got the win over the Rockets earlier this season, but that feels like last season almost, just with how long ago it was. And this Rockets team is a completely different team than the team that the Spurs beat earlier this year. They found their groove at home. Ime Udoka has this team playing with some swagger. They're not backing down. And the proof to me in that is that little exchange between Udoka and LeBron James. The Rockets aren't going to be pushed over. They're not going to put up with any crap. And hate him or love him. I know a lot of people hate him, but I think Dillon Brooks adds a level of grit to this young Rockets team that they're just saying, hey, we're not going to be pushed around. We're gonna show up. We're gonna put up a fight. And I don't think that's what the Spurs have right now. I think the Spurs are just in one of those development phases. I think they're a piece away from being a year or two away. So give me the Rockets laying the points in this one. I think they just shut down the Spurs in this one. Costi?
I'm with it. I think it's a big number. I like the Rockets here. I just can't take the Spurs. Like we talked about in a previous game where somebody hadn't won the Pistons hadn't won the entire month of November. Well, the Spurs won one game in November, and that was November 2nd. So they got lucky by one game. Otherwise, we'd be talking about another one that hasn't won in a whole month. They stink. They have no defense. Wemby is good for fantasy purposes, but in terms of getting the job done, he takes way too many shots. He's going to be good, but they don't have anybody around him, and they don't play any defense. Look, I'm going to ride Houston at home until the wheels fall off. They've been a money-making team at home this year. They're 8-1 against the spread. even though the number is high, it's either Rockets or nothing for me. So give me the Rockets.
Another consensus, man. We all on the same page. So that's what makes me nervous, though, because it's like, not that we're all on the same page. What makes me nervous is just trusting.
It seems so simple.
Yeah, you just got. As I'm just trusting the handicap today, like and we'll see how it shakes out. Sometimes I like to buck the trend, but there's really no trends to be bucked today. And it's like, if you want to go sharp and probably get your ass kicked, this might be one of those days. Or, we'll see. But because what Costi said is true. It's Houston for me here. It's really not that complicated. The Spurs, against the number, they're 8-13, one of the worst in the NBA. The Houston Rockets are the best home ATS team in the league. Short, sweet, simple. 8-1-1 against the number, have covered in 88.9% of their home games thus far this season. They remind me of the Warriors of last year. I know that sounds crazy to say, but the reason I say that is because they're night and day. The Warriors were money at home last year. They seem to cover every home game, lose every single road, or not cover every single road game. That's what Houston has showed us thus far this season. Have covered damn near every home game and cannot seem to catch a nosebleed on the road. They're at home tonight. They're definitely the better team. The Spurs have been blown out in multiple road games in a row. I see no reason to overcomplicate this one. I'm taking the Houston Rockets here, laying it.
Sounds like there's like a buzzer trying to tell Jay that he got the answer wrong on a game show. Like, they haven't lost in a few games.
Mitch sent me a text. He said, "Do you guys miss me?" And I said, "I didn't even know you weren't here. I was completely thrown off. Didn't even realize he was gone. Didn't even realize."
Just send a message back saying, "We miss you like a case of hemorrhoids." Yeah. Okay, don't actually say that. I was just kidding.
You're
gonna get me fired. Oh wait, but I guess it's the internet that what I just said lives forever. So
I'll rewatch the show.
I'm gonna get a message, Ruffolo, you're a walking hemorrhoid.
He's jet setting right now.
Oh yeah, he's globetrotter, we call that.
Yeah, he's he said something. He also said, "I'm in the bathroom the whole flight. Bring a book. He hates planes. Make everyone use the coach bathroom. Learned it from Ruffolo."
I told him that in confidence, man. You fly business class one time, and it's like you take advantage of the perk, and then everybody crucifies you because of it. It's like, holy, jeez, forgive me for taking advantage of a spacious bathroom. Look, I'm not falling through a crack in the floor anytime soon. Okay, I need my space.
Anytime I go in there, man, it feels you're so. And I'm a big guy, so I have big shoulders, and it's like I feel very. I just don't like it.
I'm a big guy. I got big everything, and it's like I'm not trying to roll around in a paper towel tube. It's like I'm like I lean forward and I bang my head on the door, and it's like I'm in like a 4x4 cubicle. It's like, jeez. That's why I have a hard time. It's on my bucket list, but I have trepidation about going to like Tokyo because all the rooms there are just like so minimalist and compact that I'm so worried I'm not going to fit anything. People are going to see me walking down the street and thinking I'm like heading down to Sumo Hall, and it's like I'm scared. Like, I want to go to Tokyo.
They might think you're a celebrity walking down the street.
I think of Akibono.
Okay.
All right.
Yokozuna.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man. If I walk in and they call me Yokozuna, I'm getting on a flight and heading back home at that point.
Street Fighter.
Don't. As long as you don't scream, finish him. I'm good.
Finish him. That's a different game.
Hey, oh.
That's Mortal Kombat.
Well, I know it's Mortal Kombat. I'm just
different game.
I know, but
this Jay, you know about Street Fighter? I know we're getting off track here. Know about Street Fighter?
So everybody knows. With me hosting, we'll get back on track. We're allowed to go on a 30-second minute tangent here and there, but. Yeah. It's not like we talk about Mortal Kombat and somehow it spins off into a cookie debate.
People were really upset about the cookie rankings for me.
People were getting at me about you jumping the shark and pulling the freaking white chocolate macadamia first overall. I'm with you. I like it, but the amount of feedback I got from it was like you took freaking Anthony Bennett first overall.
Oof.
That's what people were treating it like.
Hey, people have opinions. I'm also not from this country, so I have different, palates.
That's the answer for everything. It's just like you do something, you're like, crap, how am I going to get out of this? Not from this country. Don't know what to tell you. Sorry. We do something, we do it different where I'm from.
I mean, I'll start coming on the show and just start speaking in Russian. I mean, that I might do this next prediction. And maybe people. No, I won't. I'll save that.
All right, we'll move on. We got. Oh, you know where Jay's going to be on this one. Mavs, Grizzlies. Costy, what do you see in this one?
I mean, it's Dallas or nothing. No Kyrie tonight, not a problem. We saw how this team plays before Kyrie was traded there. Luka keeps the ball most of the game. He gets to the foul line 20 times. He gets the job done, not taking Memphis. When Desmond Bane is your number 1 or number 2 option, I'm never going to bet on you. They're 3-7 against the spread at home this year. It's a low number. Take Dallas on the money line. It's just simple for me. Very simple.
Jay, dare I ask? Yeah, I figured. It's just a formality that I would feel rude if I didn't ask you. So.
Yeah, man. The Grizz are playing well, but I mean, this line don't even make sense to me. It don't even make sense. In my mind, the Grizzlies are the 14th best team in the West. They're going up against a top 5 team in the West, depending on where you got the Mavs. I'm not here to argue with you guys. The Mavs are clear-cut the better team. They got the better player in Luka Doncic. The Grizzlies do seem to always play the Mavs tough, but the Mavs should win this thing here, especially at this short of ass line.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Mavs here too. Mainly because, like Costi said, Luka Doncic is one of the strongest lower backs in the NBA, just from how much he's been carrying this team even before Kyrie Irving got there. If there was no Luka for this game, I would be avoiding this thing like the plague. But the reality is that the Memphis Grizzlies are still just not the team that they were last year. Even when Ja comes back in a couple weeks, I'm worried this Grizzlies team has dug themselves into too much of a hole to come back from. Yeah, for me, the Mavs are just the better team. No Grant Williams stings, but look at the last meeting that the Mavs had against the Grizzlies. Kyrie was a non-factor. He had 10 points on 3 of 15 shooting. So I think that no Kyrie, no Grant Williams. Yeah, like I said, it sucks, but there's still enough there for the Mavericks to get the winning cover here. So give me the Mavs. Now we head on to a matchup that I remember Jay had a vested interest last time and worked out for him, or at least it almost worked out for him. Bulls and the Bucks going down in Milwaukee. The Bucks are a heavier favorite than they were in that first meeting. I think they're 12 now?
I'm not betting this game. Short, sweet, simple. I will not lay double digits with Milwaukee at no point this season. I will not lay that amount of points on anybody. If Milwaukee was playing the Utah Jazz in Milwaukee, I would not lay the double digits with Milwaukee. I wouldn't do it. And everybody knows how terrible the Jazz are on the road. I wouldn't do it. In that same breath, not betting the Chicago Bulls. If you guys want the lean from me, the lean is Chicago. I haven't bet Chicago only but one time this year, and I don't plan on doing it again. So lean Chicago. I'm not betting it, and I pray you guys don't take my advice on this game because I don't want no part of it.
Oh, man. It's so bad Jay didn't even let me finish the thought on the line before he was just like, I'm not betting this game.
Not betting.
I'm going to take the under here. I think 233 is too high. I think this is one of those weird kind of games where, like Jay said, the Bucks should cover, but will they? No, I think it's a game that comes close to the original number. When I capped this game, I had it around 116, 106. So at this current line, maybe you lean towards Chicago, but I don't see this game getting to the 230s. I honestly don't. So give me the under in this one. Costi?
I'm with Jay, man. I have a lean to Chicago. There's no way I'm going to lay double digits with Milwaukee. Even Chicago lately has looked okay. I mean, ever since they beat Milwaukee the 4 games ago, they've won the remainder games. They're on a 4-game winning streak. So I don't like it by any means. I think this game could easily go and Milwaukee blows them out. I'm not going to be touching this game at all. But if I had to do a lean, like Jay said, I'll take the points. I'll take the 11.5. On paper, Chicago has players. They just don't win games consistently, which hurts them, and that's why they're against the spread. They're 9-13. But look, Milwaukee is equally as bad against the spread, and they're 4-6 at home. You just don't know what you're going to get. Maybe they have motivation after getting blown out and losing the game in the semifinals against the Pacers, but yeah, small lean on Chicago here.
Yeah, it's definitely not one of the finer games today. I should tell you something. If we're all the way we've all been in consensus, if none of us really like this game, probably not a great one to bet on. But move on to one of the trickier games on the board, in my opinion. Timberwolves and Pelicans. The Timberwolves have been so good this season. 17-4, 9-1 in their last 10. But a lot of that success came at home. They've been winning games on the road, but not covering. The Pelicans, 8-4 straight up, 9-3 against the number at home. Oh boy. Sorry, I had a note here. I'm just trying to remember what the thing was I gave out in the video because that's I still like. It was over 222.5. Yeah, I think we saw points in each of these first 2 games. I think this game's no different. If you gave me Minnesota at home with a line close to this, I'd probably be on the Timberwolves here. But so far in the first 2 games, we've seen totals have finished just above or well above what the total is here, 222.5. The only reason that the first game finished at 223 was just because it was a blowout and the Pelicans kind of took their foot off the gas late. So I'm going to take the over 222.5 in this one. Costi?
It's a tough game for me because the first matchup doesn't really mean anything. Zion didn't play. Yeah. New Orleans is a much better team of late. They lost on the road against the Bulls and obviously in a neutral against the Lakers in Vegas. But outside of that, they've been good at home of late. And I don't like this. They're both really good. I try to stay away from teams that are really good just on both ends. And even though, Minnesota has been struggling against the spread, they're getting points. But they're good. They won a lot of games. I mean, look, they're 7-3 on the road, and they're getting 4 points. I think it's a high number to take the Pelicans. I think the Pelicans win this game. But I wouldn't be surprised either way. It's a coin flip game for me. Small lean on the Pelicans at home, laying the 4. I just think, just from recent watching every single Pelicans and Minnesota games, I think New Orleans is the hotter team right now, especially at home. And I'm going to stick with that. New Orleans laying 4.
Here's my thoughts and my humbleness opinion. There's usually one game every day where the public's on one side and the line starts moving the other way. This is that game. I'm on the Pelicans. Everybody's on the T-Wolves in here. And I kind of understand why. They're 17-4. They're playing really well. What have they won? 5 straight games. They've even looked really good on the road. They've won 5 straight games on the road. I get it. The T-Wolves are playing really well right now. Here's the thing. Anthony Edwards, I really don't think he plays tonight. That's A. I don't think he plays. B, the Pelicans be hooping at the crib. I don't know why everybody humping up on Minnesota like New Orleans don't be hooping at home. 9-3 against the number at home. They've covered in 75% of their games at home. The books are really comfortable today with this line being where it's at New Orleans minus the 4.5. It was 2.5, 3.5. It's going up. And I'm telling you right now, the public's on Minnesota. I'm on New Orleans. The books know what they're doing. You got to kind of watch it throughout the day, but this is just one of those games on this day that's going to go the opposite way. Give me the Pelicans. Bounce back after everybody was talking about Zion over the weekend, about his way, how he went to Vegas, got fat, all that. Yeah, watched it and come home today.
How did he get fat in 3 days? I don't even understand that.
He really did. Did
you really want to know the answer? I could tell you.
It's not possible.
Yes, it is. Yes,
how is that possible?
No. This is what I want you to do. I want you to go. I want you to get on your computer, type in the Sacramento game on the 4th, and I want you to go back and watch the highlights of Zion in that game. Then go watch the highlights 3 days later of him against the Lakers. I promise you he looks 30 pounds bigger. And it's Vegas. It's Vegas. He was in Vegas eating whatever he want, and he gained some weight. He's one of those guys where a couple days off and that water weight come back, you'll definitely see it on him. And he definitely looked big in 3 days. It's crazy.
That's not water weight. That's the win.
The all you could eat buffet.
Oh God, yeah. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
You want me to show you how to gain 30 pounds in 3 days in Vegas? Let's go. I'll meet you over there.
So he'd be in the UFC. He'd be great. So he would cut weight.
Oh my God.
By the time fight night, 35 pounds.
Oh my. Dude, he sniffs a cheesesteak, he gains 5 pounds after the cut. Like, it's...
Anybody who could blow through a shoe is powerful. They could put on 35 pounds. Do you remember that at Duke? I was hilarious.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that or... Yeah, I you know what? Yeah, I can't argue with that. I was going to say, it's how he said... I don't know if it's too...
You can blow through a bathroom, too. That's what you were going with it. I know it.
Well, now that Costi has stolen all my material...
I thought you were going to go with it, man. You got to be quick.
Well, you know what? See, here's the thing. I've been told I have to toe a line, and apparently bathroom humor might be a little bit much. I don't know.
You're also not allowed to use the word toe on the show today because we know the toe yesterday cost Kansas City the win. No toe. No towing around.
See, I have one. It's not as good as Mitch's, but I have one.
That's my first one ever. Never had one before. Very happy about that. I'm very, very proud of myself. Very proud.
So everybody in the comments keeps saying that Jay's over us today.
A lot going on behind the scenes. A lot going on.
It's okay, Jay. If you hate us, just tell us. It's okay. We can. All right. Well, we're nearing the end of the NBA. We only got a couple more games. Got the Jazz visiting the Thunder Buddies. Thunder laying 12.5. Costi, what do you see here?
Another one. I know a huge card, so there's going to be a lot of leans of games that I don't like, but it's Thunder Buddies or nothing. The Jazz are horrible on the road. They get blown out a lot. They've only covered 3 games on the road, and they have a lot of double-digit spreads along that way. I just can't trust the Jazz. It's either Thunder Buddies or nothing. Big number, but just simple.
Lean on. It shouldn't be no lean. This should be a fucking Thunder all the way. I'm all over the Thunder here. The Thunder have been one of our favorite money-making teams the last few seasons. Currently, ATS, they are... what are they? 7-4 against the number at home, but overall they are one of the best in the league at 14-6-1. They've covered in 70% of their games. And you are correct, sir, about the Jazz being straight ass on the road, but I don't know if people quite understand how bad they are on the road. Let's just go through it, okay? Let's just spend some time and go through it. Last time we seen the Jazz on the road, they got blown out by 50 points, 147-97. My Mavs took them behind the woodshed, a 50-point blowout. The time before that, we saw the Jazz out on the road. The Timberwolves beat them by 11. The time before that, the Grizzlies beat them by 14. The time before that, they lost to the Trailblazers, 121-105. The time before that, the Lake Show blew them out, 131-99. Are y'all seeing a trend here? They got one road win, and it was against the Grizzlies. I wasn't surprised to see that happen. They beat them 127-121. Before that, though, it was the same shit. The Pacers blew them out 134-118. The Bulls blew them out 130-113. Minnesota blew them out 123-95. Hey, when they're on the road, they get blown out. The Thunder Buddies, they're going to blow them out. Short, sweet, simple.
You know I hate laying the points, double-digit points. That's why I lean. I just can't. You're the man, though. You're the GOAT. So
I'll never doubt the Thunder Buddies, man. They just get it done. They just get it done. They just cover, baby.
Now, this is only going to be the second time this season where the Thunder are a double-digit favorite. The only time they were was against the San Antonio Spurs, and they won that game 123-87. Even when they're playing teams that are sort of closer to their level, I mean, they beat the Lakers by 23 at home, beat the Bulls by 14 at home, beat the Hawks by 9 at home, Pistons by 12. So, yeah, I got to go Thunder here, you know. The Jazz, no Lauri Markkanen. That's a huge loss. No Walker Kessler now either. Kessler not as much of an impact player, obviously, as Markkanen, but that's still over 33 points per game that you're taking out from this Jazz lineup that's already struggling to begin with on the road. So, yeah, give me the Thunder in this one as well.
Thunder Buddies for life.
Now we go on to the Nets and the Kings. Nets, again, catching points on the road. The Kings, a team that was decent at home last year. They were lighting the beam a lot, but can they do it again here? Laying 4.5 at home. Jay, what do you think?
I think I am going to continuously ride the best ATS team in the NBA. 16-4-1 against the number are the Brooklyn Nets. They have covered in, you ready for this? 80% of their games. That is insane. They played, 21 games, and they covered in 80% of them? Sign me up. Hey, what are the Kings as a home favorite? Let's see. ATS, the Kings at home, Sacramento. They are 4-5. 4-5. I don't trust them. I don't trust them landing points here in this one. I just got to continue to ride the Nets. They've given me no reason to doubt them. Been a money making machine. I'm gonna keep riding.
Yeah, I'm on the same wavelength. Until we have a reason to not take the Nets, there's no sense in trying to turn away free money. The Kings, you know, they're going to have an advantage in certain spots. Guys like Sabonis, De'Aaron Fox, but even if the Nets have been at a disadvantage this season, that hasn't mattered to them. They just keep showing up. They keep covering. What do we always say? Good teams win, great teams cover. Well, Nets are a pretty great team right now, I got to say. So, give me the Brooklyn Nets and the points. Kasi?
Yeah, go with the consensus here. I think the Nets just have a good mesh of players in their starting five that they're all capable of getting double digits. Monk is questionable with an illness tonight for Sacramento. Even if he plays, he's obviously going to be limited minutes. Anybody with an illness usually just doesn't get a lot of minutes in there, especially. He's a great six-man. But the net. Look, I'm just going to ride the Nets, like you guys said, until the wheels fall off. They've been a great covering team. We've been riding them all year. 4.5 points is a lot. Just short and simple. I think the Nets might even get the job done and get the win overall. But 4.5 points, give me the points. Put them in my back pocket. I'm riding the Nets. Chris, you're muted.
Sorry, some ass hat was driving by with a loud car, so I didn't want to interrupt you guys. Got saving the best for last. I wanted to say, but I don't think we are doing that here. Got the Blazers. I almost answered that seriously. Polar
do you see snowmobiles where you are at all? Does anyone? He really doesn't like us today. Even the jokes don't even get the J. He just really doesn't like us today. Doesn't like us.
They don't call them snowmobiles; they call them ATVs.
Yeah.
Our last one. We're running long. We'll get out of it. We'll get out of here quickly. Trailblazers at Clippers. Jay, Clippers laying 13. You gonna do it with the Clips?
That's the best joke you told all day, Chris. I ain't gonna lie. Me?
Wow. That hurts. I brought up some of my A material for you, and the Clippers laying 13 is the best joke.
That's the best joke you've told all day.
You just lost your right to some Christmas cookies, man. You're done. You're cut off. That's horrible.
Man. I'm all over the Blazers in this one. I am going to fade the Clippers. I'm not bullshitting y'all. I really plan on fading Los Angeles Clippers every single game this year. Every single game. And I promise you, I think at the end of it, I'm going to be 60% doing so. Right now, currently, I'm 57% doing so. So sign me up. They're 9-12 against the number. I've only covered in 42.9% of their games. What's that, about 43%? That means 57% of the time when I fade them, my cash. They shouldn't be laying 12 points on anybody. It's just my thoughts. I think they're the most overrated team in the NBA. I want to fade these boys every day. I really think we're going to hit 60% for the year fading the Clippers. I think they're going to be 40% against the number at the end of the year. Hitting 60%, fading one team, don't really get no better than that. Sign me up.
I'm personally going to take a wait-and-see approach with this game. I want to see what the injury report shakes out to be. But I think the play that I'm going to stick with, regardless of how the injury report shakes out, but I'll feel stronger about it if these guys are sitting, is the under in this game. Because if you're already seeing Jeremy Grant ruled out for this game with a concussion. DeAndre Ayton and Malcolm Brogdon are both questionable for this game. And we've seen before when Portland, Jay, you're gonna hit the broken record for hearing me say this. And Gossie's heard me say it too, but I've said it when the Trailblazers are healthy, the names on this roster could contend for a 6-10 seed in the Western Conference. DeAndre Ayton, Jeremy Grant, Shaedon Sharpe, Scoot Henderson. This is a good team on paper, or at least a talented team on paper. But now, whenever a lot of those guys have been missing, like Brogdon, Ayton, and Grant, the Blazers get their teeth kicked in. They have a hard time getting to 100 points. Could see them having issues with that again here. But I'm also, like Jay said, not looking to lay double digits, 13 points with a Clippers team that still has too many cooks in the kitchen, trying to get their touches in the game. So, give me the under in this one, Clippers Blazers. Cost, you want to round it out for the NBA?
Yeah. So this is a wait and see approach for me as well. I need to see if either Ayton or Brogdon plays. If either of them play, I'm all over Portland. They're going to get the job done. I might even play them, honestly. I still want to see because I don't think the line will really reflect it by much if they do play. Even with the backups, 13 is a ton. The Clippers don't blow teams out, and I'm going to keep riding it. And they've been good. They've been good all season on the road. Against the spread, they're 8-5. 13 is a big number, and the Clippers just don't blow anybody out. I might even, honestly, if one of the two plays, take the over in this one, and it's just going to be one of those defense is not going to be even available on this game. The Clippers don't play a lot of defense to begin with. So we'll see later in the day. But right now I'm leaning toward Portland, and if one of them two play, I'll definitely be on Portland.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. All right, move on. Go through college hoops and NHL quickly. We've already got Northern Colorado, Texas A&M Commerce going. Northern Colorado.
I didn't know our boys was in action this morning. Ain't they losing? Oh, no.
Yeah.
What's the line in that game?
1.5.
Live bet Commerce right now. Let's do it. Are they where they playing it? Damn, they playing in Commerce too? That's crazy.
See, that's why Jay's upset with me. We started the show late. He wanted to go to the game. Now it makes sense.
Nah.
It's all coming together now.
It's a halftime. What's the second half line?
I don't know. That's my alma mater, Costi. So I just.
Oh, it is.
Homerish. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's right. In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's like to remind me that I went to Sacred Heart. Shart you. You kidding? My dumb ass ain't getting into the Sacred Heart. So we might as well. There's not a whole lot of games. Probably just run through them in a single slot. We'll go with here we go. Let's see here. Jacksonville, South Carolina State, Delaware, Robert Morris. Got Columbia, Fairleigh Dickinson, Yale, Quinnipiac, Howard, Penn, Stonehill, New Hampshire, Alabama, A&M, and Samford, Gonzaga only laying a couple of points here, 40.5.
Yeah, only laying a few points.
Nothing crazy against Mississippi Valley State. New Orleans, San Francisco, and Utah Tech and Cal State Northridge. Costy, anything on the board for you here?
God, I hate every single game. Like last week, I had a great week of college basketball, but I only had 6 selected games the entire week. So we're very selective with the games that we give out. I know we have to give out games for, in general, to our fans. Oh, God. I mean, I was looking at this. The only team that I actually like, and they're horrible against the spread, but I think it's a good matchup for them where they'll get the cover, is Stonehill. The public is all over New Hampshire. I think Stonehill will get the cover. They've only covered one game on the road. It's just a good matchup. It's something that I was looking at this morning. And honestly, I'll lay the points with Gonzaga. 40, they're going to win by 60. Just lay them. Mississippi Valley State.
I'm on Gonzaga too. I mean, hey, you guys, this is not nothing new. I have come on this show damn near every day and said, fade Mississippi Valley State. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Now we're getting Gonzaga against their boys. Hey, hold on. North Dakota State just blew somebody out 108-14. It happens in college hoops. We see it happen. We see good
division. It was like a Division 6 team. There's only 3 divisions.
I get it, Chris. I get it. But what I'm saying is like when there's complete outclasses in college basketball, the good teams do kick the living crap out of the bad teams. I think that's what we see here. What I said, 108-14 is insane. But I wouldn't be surprised if this score was like 75-20 when it's all said and done.
I can't believe you just went to that North Dakota State game. I can't believe you just did that.
I had to, Chris, because it happened. Like, I think but that's North Dakota State is not nearly as good as Gonzaga, right?
Safe to say.
Okay, they're not nearly as good.
They're about the same.
Who?
Yeah. Actually, maybe.
You get what I'm saying? Like, there's levels to this shit. Like, and so, I think basically all I'm saying is I think the discrepancy between North Dakota State and that Division 6 team is about the same between Gonzaga and Mississippi Valley State is all I'm saying.
I'm not betting. But
I'm betting it. I'm betting it. It should have been a premium.
In Jay's next college hoops stream, he's gonna be like, you know what happens in college hoops? Teams beat other teams by 108-14 scores. Lay it here.
Yep. Chris didn't like my analogy.
I get what you're saying, but it's like that's not the game I would have used to make it. I just like North Dakota State playing, the Derek Zoolander Foundation for Kids Who Can't Read Good isn't like where I'd want to be. Like, I'm sorry. They might as well stick me at point guard and try to have me make all the plays, just play ISO every single play, see how well that works. For me in this college hoop slate, I'm going to go with Columbia, laying the 1.5, or maybe just taking them on the money line against Fairleigh Dickinson. I don't trust Fairleigh Dickinson defensively, and Columbia shoots really, really well at the foul line, and in games that you figure could end up being close. I want the team's going to make their free throws. For me, that's Columbia. And my favorite play on the entire college hoops board is in that Gonzaga game, but it's a different way of going about it. I'm going to take Gonzaga's team total over 91.5. I think they hit the century mark no problem in this game. I think they could easily get to. I think they score 60 in the first half. My only concern with Gonzaga laying the 40.5 is that they have UConn on deck. So, is this the sandwich spot of sandwich spots? Potentially. And you know me, I like a good sandwich spot. So, but this, I don't know if I can get there with this one. So that's just me. But Gonzaga team total over and Columbia for me here. And finally, go to the NHL. I'm not going to lie to you. I did the wraparound. I struggle with this one. It's not a very good card. 4 games on Monday. Much better action tomorrow. But we got the Coyotes and the Sabres. We got the Maple Leafs and the Islanders. We got the Red Wings and the Stars. And the Flames and the Avalanche. Jay, go ahead.
Y'all know what it is, man. We back with it today. The same two-team parlay we rocking with damn near nightly in the NHL. It's automatic. We on them Coyotes and we on the Stars. They both getting it done today. Coyotes at plus money, and the Stars, they're gonna just beat up on the Red Wings. Like, I ain't even worried about that.
Yeah, I think if there's anything I'm gonna go with here, it's gonna be the Coyotes and the plus money or nothing. I just don't love this card at all. The Flames and Avs could be an under, but again, with two teams that have goal scoring ability, and 6.5 could be a little bit light. You could see goals there. I like the over in Dallas Detroit, but that could easily be 4-1 or something like that. So I don't love that. And I meet with the Leafs on the road. Sure, but it's like, do I really want to lay juice with the Leafs on the road? Probably not. I don't know. So yeah, so nothing but Arizona on the money line here for me. Costa, you got anything at all in the NHL?
I'm going to give out my first ever NHL pick on the morning show. Give me the dog, the Wings, Detroit, going into
Stop it.
Jay's home stadium.
Stop it.
They're not good at home. The Red Wings are good on the road. Give me the Wings.
You don't believe that.
I do.
He trolling.
We could disagree on something. If it's NHL, it's okay.
You're trolling me.
Jay's just like
going off tonight.
Jay's just like, you're just.
Can I get a Pavelski to anytime goal? What's that looking like tonight?
What is that looking like? That's a good question. I have this weird sneaky feeling it's Jason Robertson.
How many Robertson got?
Jason Robertson or Rupee Hintz. I think they're going to score tonight if they score. Joe Pavelski is for an anytime goal, giving you plus 180.
Sign me up.
Does Sergei Fedorov still play for the Wings?
Oh, what am I saying? Rupee Hintz isn't even playing. What am I saying? Yeah, no, that was a little while ago.
That's my favorite player of all time growing up. It was. It's awesome.
I can't blame you. I cannot blame you. He was a good one for sure. All right, only an hour 27 in. Finally get to the parlays. Guys got a parlay?
I got one. All cooked up. 3-teamer. Give me Denver Nuggets. Give me the Pelicans. Give me the Magic.
God damn, what, Costi? Back-to-back days. I like that parlay. We didn't cash the parlay yesterday on the morning show.
Yeah, because you got me. You got me with the Panthers. If it wasn't for the Panthers, you would have cashed, man.
I gotta get off them Panthers, man. I gotta get off of them, man. They just
Chris, he gave out a parlay, and he kept saying Panthers. They're gonna cover. Mitch was just digging into them, and he swayed me, and I added it to the card. If we just stayed away from them, we would have been great.
Would have been gravy, man. Them damn Panthers. Damn. That's the one team, and in the NBA, there's really not a team that's been a thorn in my side. But in NFL, it's been them damn Panthers. Damn. Can't get off of them. All right, I got a parlay for y'all boys. Let's go with the Halliburtons. Let's go with the Rockets. Let's go with my Mavs. And then to round it out, the Coyotes. 4-teamer.
All right, for mine. By the way, I was on the Panthers yesterday too. That blew up square in my face. Yeah.
The Saints shouldn't be laying 6 on anybody, and I'm gonna stand on that.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's just their blind squirrel's gonna find a nut every once in a while.
Yep.
For my parlay, let's go with the Arizona Coyotes.
Oh.
Let's go with the over in the Wizards and Sixers game, and Gonzaga team total over. The Gonzaga team total over might be my favorite play on the board for college hoops. Anything else you guys got to say?
No, sir.
Let's make it a money-making Monday.
Oh, forget, Jay, what do you got for sale today?
Of course, it's a huge NBA card. I got a ton of NBA in there. I'm probably gonna have a mega pack here in a little bit. I got my play of the day up there. 19, 9, and 2 last 29, something like that. It's something like that. Just trying to keep the momentum rolling forward on that. Mega pack coming out soon. No NFL tonight. If I were to play the NFL, it would be the Giants, but I don't know if it's good enough for no premium, so probably not putting that in. Yeah, that's all I got. Just NBA tonight. And then the Coyotes should have been a premium as well. I just didn't get it in time. So I like all that today.
Costi, what do you got? Sorry, what are you doing with the sharp trading plays?
So Sharp Trading Plays is a new developed platform for pick dogs that we created for bigger players. So if you're interested in really trading the games like we do and getting money management and having direct access to me, you go to Pick Dogs, use the premium picks drop down, and you'll see Sharp Trading Plays on my number. Shoot me a text. I'll let you know if it's for you. It may not be for you, but for the guys that are on there, they're really getting coached every day. And aside from Sharp Trading Plays, I handle Jay's All Access Pass, which is his rating system on the NBA games, which is up plus 70 units in the last 5 weeks, which has been incredible. He's also adding halftime alerts. So again, use that same number, 775-636-7674. Please bet 500 or more a game because it's really for bigger players. And also, this week, we're dropping an all-access pass for Chris for bowl games, something he's always worked on, had a lot of love for, just never had the platform to do it. So again, if you're a big player, shoot me a text, 775-636-7674. Text me bowls if you're interested in Chris's all-access bowl pass or Jay's all-access for his NBA. Either one, or tag them all together and have access to everything and go into 2024 steaming because it's going to be a big, big month. I'm excited.
Absolutely. For me today, I got my NBA three-point play, my 3 favorite NBA bets on the board. Also got a $19 play from College Hoops. But I don't know if I can't remember if Jay mentioned it. This is a great time to hop on a long-term pass. Especially for me today, I got a bunch of bonus NBA plays that are available for people with the long-term pass. And it's just your best value. We got a load of week of action, especially College Hoops tomorrow. Lots of NHL, NBA, you name it. Goes on and on. Like Costi said, bowl season's upon us. So definitely something you're going to want to take advantage of. But and that's just how with me or any of our cappers. You can pair us up, get a group going with the multi-capper promotion. So definitely go and check that out. But
let's do it. Money Making Monday, man. Let's smash it per usual.
Triple M, Money Making Monday.
Yes, sir. Money Making Monday. From everybody in my All Access, those plays will be out shortly. And yeah, that's all I got for y'all boys today. See y'all tonight, halftime. Mitch should be back. We'll see. If not, be me and Ruffolo on double duty. We got double halftime duty tonight.
Well, that's the only benefit of it being at the same time is we only have to talk. We only have to do one halftime show.
You can watch both games and talk about it at the same time.
Yeah, just we're working smarter, not harder.
Yes, sir.
Jay is so proud of himself with that. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you.